Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Coffee, and like 99% of you watching, I enjoy a good video game. I've always wanted to express my love for the medium, so I decided I'm going to play games I think are interesting and write a video on them, going into why I like them, why I think they work, or don't, and why I think more people should give them a shot. I'll do my best to focus on lesser known games, and I'm also not sticking to a specific game genre, other than probably most if not all of these titles being indie games. I'm not sure if this will be the case for all of my videos going forward, but for now, I will keep it relatively short as to not spoil too much of this game. In my opinion, a lot of the strength of this specific game comes from the experience you have with it and how it makes you feel throughout your journey. And to not risk spoiling too much of this for those of you who will give it a shot, I'll do my best to not show too much of the game. That being said though, I will be showing footage that includes environments, characters, maybe a scene or two, to get the point across of what I'm talking about. So consider yourself spoiler warned. Have you ever had a dream of which you've woken up feeling nostalgic? A nightmare where you walk down familiar hallways that now unsettle and haunt your senses. Maybe you've had friendships and dreams that seem to last a lifetime, and then all of a sudden you wake up and they're gone. I think we're all familiar with dreams and how they both inspire and fill us with dread, even after we've long been awake. Stranger still is a state between wakefulness and slumber. Hypnagogia, Boundless Dreams is a first-person exploration game with a good amount of platforming created by Raptor. In the game, you're tasked with restoring an ethereal dream crystal after it was shattered by a mysterious figure who you can only assume seeks to do harm. To restore this crystal, you'll be collecting its pieces which have been scattered, while exploring different worlds the game has to offer. In the game, you play as the Dreamer, or how this cute recurring character calls you, Restful One. On your journey to restore this crystal to its original state, you will be visiting dreams, all with unique characters, music, and their own set of challenges. Apart from taking inspiration in its art style and presentation from the 5th generation of video games, the game also prides itself on paying tribute to these classics, such as The Legend of Zelda, Silent Hill, Super Mario 64, and a few others in fun, surprising ways. And trust me, there are many more surprises than what I've showed you here. The platforming, although not being the main focus of the game in my opinion, is well put together, and I never felt held back for too long or punished harshly for failing while hopping across its many obstacles. From my perspective, the platforming is just a fun way to get you from point A to point B, and I think it works. It will be challenging in some areas, but trust me when I say the game will not punish you for it. It's pretty lenient on failing, and you get to try as many times as you want. The game also had quite a few puzzles, some of them being in the form of environmental puzzles, where you had to find an item to progress, which personally I didn't find too difficult. These puzzles aren't as difficult as something you'd see in Silent Hill, for example. And it is 5 birds, right? But they are definitely fun and give me a sense of accomplishment when completing them. However, I will say I had to use a notebook to complete one of them, so do with that what you will. Notebook recommended when going in, which is really cool to think about when you take into consideration the themes of dreams and dream journaling. And a little side note, each area in the game is actually inspired by the developer's dreams. Raptor kept a dream journal and many of the areas in the game are, well, based on a dream. Hypnagogia, although maybe not a game in the traditional sense of winning or accruing points, it delivers on everything it set out to do. And we need more games like this. I hope I'm not reaching in saying this, but I'm a fan of visual novels, and although this game is not described as much for its complexity, it still managed to make me feel like I was just witnessing a story unfold in front of me. And I think it's due to its great storytelling. Media often does one of two things. Some stories are told by showing, for example, the Souls games and their strong environmental storytelling, and then we have games like Skyrim, for example, where a lot of the story is told to you directly through characters who live in the game. Hypnagogia does a great job of implementing both methods really well, giving each dreamscape an authentic and lived-in feeling. Every dream feels separate and cohesive at the same time, familiar yet otherworldly. In this regard, Hypnagogia offers an experience that not a lot of games can do. From the start to the very end, the storyline kept me on my toes. I never knew what the next dream would be about, or what was waiting around the corner in each dream. There were moments where the game made me laugh, there were moments where I was completely thrown off for a loop, and there were times where I was genuinely scared of progressing, mainly towards the end of the game where it gets really terrifying. I've played a few horror games, and maybe it's due to the fact that I played these horror games while I was streaming them, but Hypnagogia scared me more in its nightmares than some of the horror games I've played. With confidence, I can say this game exceeded my expectations of it. The art direction is impeccable. Every dream has a very unique ambiance to it, with fun characters and well-written storylines. And when you tie in the music and sound effects, it makes for a mind-bending yet cohesive experience. And personally, I think this is where the strength of Hypnagogia lies. There were so many moments in the game where I just had to stop, look around, take it all in, listen to the music. It felt real in a way. These worlds felt lived in, and I think that says a lot about the work that was put into this game. It's a combination of everything put together, making an experience that not a lot of games offer. It can be described as dreamlike, psychedelic, horrifying, vibrant. For someone who enjoys exploration, the topics of dreams and consciousness, this is a really easy recommend. It's a really unique experience that, in my opinion, we don't get often enough in gaming. I give this game a rating of 10 sleep paralysis demons out of 10. Thanks for watching. And thank you SodaRaptor and everyone involved in the development of this game. This was a real treat to play through. Hey everyone, just wanted to pop in and say thank you again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I do plan on making more videos of this kind in the future, and if you have any indie game suggestions, feel free to leave me a comment and tell me. I'd be happy to try different games that I haven't heard about. As for future videos, I can't commit to an upload schedule at the moment, but more videos will be coming in the future. Thank you again. Until next time.